my Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science from University of Rajasthan, Jaipur. Then I joined a small-scale company as a software developer. After the internship, and in 2009 I joined the company, and in 2010 I left that job, and parallelly I joined another company that is a big institutions that is called as Surendra Group of Institution, where I worked as I joined as a software developer, but I also allowed to take some lectures from for the students in some kind of trainings. Yeah. Then I promoted as a lead, then tech lead, then senior lead, and then in 2019 I left the job as a head of IT.
Okay.
After completed my MTech from that institute also.
Oh, you did you did your MTech from there?
Yeah. Okay. From Rajasthan Technical University, Kota.
Okay.
So in 2009.
It looks like you are originally from Rajasthan, right? You are from Rajasthan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Rajasthan.
From Kota?
So, no, from Shri Ganganagar.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So, yeah, now the dilemma is that actually, if I want to survive in that industry, means in the teaching industry, then it's PhD is necessary, and it should be from the top tier institutions. Okay. Let's consider if I choose the IITs and NITs, then it must take 4 to 5 years, and the scholarship is very low, means 30 to 35,000 per month
for a PhD.
For PhD, and as I'm married, I have also a kid. So and the competition level is very high. Actually, the entrance and the means first of all you have some you are contacted with, you should be contacted with some guide from the IIT. He or she should be in your favor.
Right.
Before the entrance or any kind of interview. If he or she allowed you to guide you, then you can appear for the. Then you just need to appear for the written test, and they will definitely shortlist you for the interview, and you will definitely shortlisted for the PhD person. But the thing is that the scholarship is very at the lower side, and if we see the future, as the jobs are very low in the field of teaching, and the good universities are very low.
Right.
So I dropped the idea to do it from the India. So parallelly, what I'm thinking, just target the overseas university that are from intermediate to top levels.
Right.
Means I just search on some of the websites. There are 1 or 2 good universities in Norway and TU Denmark, TU Denmark, then Netherlands. Then you can also target the Trinity UCD, University College of Dublin, Ireland. Then I sought out some kind of university where I can apply. I contacted with the professors with some research proposals. But they means I didn't get any reply from their side, and after that there is a COVID-19 means I think that may be the reason they didn't respond. So now what I'm thinking, this is my contractual job, and I'm from Shri Ganganagar. My parents are born and brought up in. They are living in the Shri Ganganagar. In my home, there is in the city we have our own house.
Right.
So we are staying in our own house. My children is studying here. My child is studying here.
How many kids you have?
One.
How old is he?
6 years. 6.5 years.
Okay, got it.
Means in September is going to be 7.
Got it.
So the thing is that I cannot move with the family to at that place, because it's a contractual job. It's, let's say something is happening, happen, then it's hard. It's very harsh or hard to move to the city with the family, with all the luggage and all the things. So what I'm thinking, I just got the renew for one time. I just got the renewal for my contract for 1 year till August 2021.
Okay.
But the thing is that they require the PhD should be from top institute, and with this kind of job means where you are taking two subjects as a teaching load. Apart from that, assignments of the students, lecture notes, and blah blah blah. Lot of other work from the academics are there. So it's quite hard to do the PhD simultaneously with the your teaching load. So what I decided means now I have a 1 year if I continue with this job, I have 1 year. So I'm targeting either either to switch to the IT industry by do some competitive programming, apply for the interviews, uh, get a peer from for the interviews, get your technical skills enhanced, do some real kind of project,
Are
and
you
try to
let me ask you,
yeah
since you are in academic for almost a year or so, are you comfortable going back?
to the IT industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am comfortable.
Okay.
I don't have any problem.
Okay.
Because the survival is very hard in education industry. Without PhD, then after postdoc, there are a lot of things that uh, decide your future in this kind of industry. And frankly speaking, in India there are not a good universities that pay you as so much as high. Means if talking about after PhD, there are some university they are offering only 50 to 60,000 in top pan cities. So
Let,
it's
let,
quite hard.
let me ask you, for
Yeah.
to have a decent life where you can maintain in India and a place you are in, how what do you think the amount is usually people prefer per month for
If we
living?
talk, yeah, if we're talking about my hometown, Shri Ganganagar, means the total radius is around 4 to 5 kilometers. The whole city is situated in 4 to 5 kilometers. So in this city, the 50 to 60,000 is good enough.
Okay.
But if you move to the Chandigarh side or like pan cities, then maybe 1 to 1.5 lakh per
Yeah.
month should be there.
Let me ask you,
There
is it possible for you to find a teaching job near your hometown, or there are no institutions there?
no institutions there
Okay.
to my hometown.
Or nearby?
Nothing is there.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to travel minimum 500 kilometer in Rajasthan. Means I have to go Jaipur, but the salaries at there is very low.
Right, right.
So maybe it's possibility if I switch to the IT, then after 10 years maybe I'm planning to go to some place means where I can earn some handsome money or like
Right, right.
uh, that. So
So,
if I go to the I
so Vivek, I understand your problem. Let me give you my advice. I think I got a good idea now, and I have
yeah
questions from you. So let me give you my 20 cents. Okay.
yeah
So you are absolutely right in saying that no matter what, where you are in academic, you need a PhD, right?
yeah
And you know you can add 5 years to that, and that means after that, it may or may not be you get a job,
yeah
right?
yeah yeah yeah
That's also true. At the same time, you need to have PhD from top institutions, and
yes
considering you are not you have been in a school, you are out from school for a long time, and you have kids and everything, so you are not a bachelor with a fresh as a fresh student.
yeah
That's gonna make it more tough for
yeah
sure. So, and I'm looking at your questions also. So let me tell you a couple of things.
yeah
If it is hard in India, it will be very hard in US also, or outside. And the reason is very simple. Number one, people say, sometimes we get good salary in if I go outside, I may get a better salary as compared to the student I live as a student I live in India, but their expenses are higher too.
okay
Okay, so if let's say you get a PhD in some university in Canada or US, you are in the bottom of the very very bottom of the salary range.
okay
Okay, and then you have kids, and then you have family. The survival will become very similar,
very
very similar, to be honest with you,
okay
as you are you will have you will be doing as a PhD student in India. Very, very same. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
maybe India is little better because maybe your kids and your family can go back to your hometown, but outside, when you go outside, there will be no choice,
Yeah.
right? So that's number one. So if you decide to go for a PhD, whether in India or outside, make sure you consider that scenario. And second
Yes.
scenario, you should also consider that there will be lot of struggle after that also.
Okay.
It will not be a cakewalk. Okay,
Yeah.
that's number one. So that is one part of your question. So let's say if you decide to go to Europe or somewhere, and there are many other challenges that come when you go outside, when people don't realize, especially at your age, at your stage, and those challenges
Yeah.
are. So see, when I came to US, I came when I was 20 years old, right?
Okay.
So I came as a student. I came here when I finished my bachelor's from IIT BHU, and I came here and I did my master's, did my PhD. I mingled in the culture. You understand my point?
Okay.
I
Okay.
for me coming back to India and working is almost as uncomfortable as anything because I don't know anything. Understand? So
Okay.
so there are many other challenges that come after that people don't realize. So if you come at a certain stage, you are fine. But if you come at very late, there are many other challenges that you have to face: the culture, the food, the people, and these are very, very important things that I have seen many people struggling, many people. You feel isolated and so forth. So to put in perspective, most of your friends will be in India, right?
Yeah.
Most of my friends are here, right? So
Okay.
the so that, just keep that in mind. Many people don't think that way, but that is a big part of the when you start living at some place. Okay, that's number one.
Okay.
So again, you that is your decision what you want to do. But I can just tell you the truth. What will be the situation? So from the financial point of view, you will be at the bottom of the chain, same as in India. Actually, the struggle will be much more, to be honest with you, because in India you can get some help. Here there will be no help. So you could be in trouble sometimes. But there will be much more. It will be not as I said, not a cakewalk. So that's number one. Number two, yes. Let's see what's your options are. So let's say you decide you can stay in academic or you want to go back to industry. Uh, I think to be honest with you, because you already have some industry experience, and I am looking out also at the future of the work, whether it's India or abroad. My advice to you would be is, if you can get, even to be honest with you, let's say even if you can get a MTech, let's say a MTech from IIT Bombay in computer science, to me that is much better, and finding a job rather
Okay.
than going for a PhD program and find academic job, because MTech will be just 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And then you will have a label from IIT, and finding a job would be much easier.
Okay.
That's my feeling is. And in MTech you get a very similar salary, but and at the same time the commitment is not very long, right? So it's just 2 years. You
Yeah.
will be done very
Yeah.
soon. And I have seen in my LinkedIn, I see many students, to be honest, many people who are working in a software company, and some of them got admission at ISC Bangalore in computer science or IIT Bombay, and they are posting that we are leaving our job and we are going there to do our MTech. And I think that's the right thing to do, because they realize probably once they do their MTech from there, they can get a better job.
Okay.
And after that, if you decide to go for a job, I think your experience in a industry or in education, or what you have done after you left your bachelor's, would count a lot. So coming back to the point that you can go back to a industry, and again you may have to struggle again to find that level of a job or better company. But what I'm thinking is, let's say if you think, it's just 2 years and my kid will be just 8 years, it will not be like too long, right? I can basically be able to sit in a much better companies, do much better job. and my growth will be very faster initially, right?
Sir,
Yeah,
can
go
I?
ahead.
Yeah, I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
If yeah, the competition to get the MTech from the IITs is quite higher side, because at the age of 33 it's quite hard to crack the gate examination. Parallelly, what I'm thinking, just wait for 5 to 6 months and do some kind of MS from Australia or from Canada, from some good university.
Yeah, let me tell you the
Is it?
problem with that. Yeah, yeah. Actually, I was about to come there. So that's another option, right? You can do your master's outside. But
Yeah.
I would say most of the time, okay, you will not get a scholarship.
Okay.
So are you ready to pay 60, 70 lakhs from your pocket? That's your choice.
But in Australia, I just inquired the total fees is around 30 lakh.
No, no, that's what I'm saying. Again, you have to remember one thing. If you are able, say there are two things, remember. One is, are you willing to pay money from your pocket for your masters, for your education? That's number one. Okay, that's your decision. And number two is, you again remember, you will be spending that money, and again you have to look for a job. See, one thing, again, I'm trying to tell you one thing which I don't think you are considering. Going outside is much easier than studying in India. I know that. Okay? Going outside is much easier because you don't have to crack gate, probably you have to give TOEFL or whatever. But what I'm trying to tell you is, the once you leave and you're gonna stay there, it's not a cakewalk. It becomes extremely challenging at your stage. See, if you decide to go on your own, let's say you say, okay, I'm gonna go on my own and I'm gonna finish my masters. I'm gonna look for a job, and if I find a nice job, and I'm gonna spend 30, 40 lakhs, whatever it is, and then I'm gonna find a job. If I find a job, then I'm gonna call my family. That may work out. That may work out, right? So that's, just keep that in mind, because the thing is that I understand your dilemma, what you are thinking, but it would be a very similar challenge. But as I said, if you could be lucky, you may be able to find a scholarship. You could be lucky, to be honest, right? You can find a scholarship, but you know again, one more thing. um, look for the qualification, what the eligibility criteria they have in any universities and so forth. And many people, I think, they don't understand one thing. There are so many universities abroad, and they are business. To be honest, they are business. They are looking for people who can pay them because they have to run their business, right?
Yeah.
And people from China, people from India come there, and that's the reason there are less. So let me give you one scenario, okay? I talk to a lot of students, especially nowadays, who come here from India, from many universities, from Maharashtra, from other places, and a lot of them have completed their masters. They come there for a loan and so forth, and now they are not able to find a job. So they spend almost 50, 60 thousand dollars, 50, 60 thousand lakhs rupees, and now they are coming back home. So again, as I said, if you can take that sort of a risk, it's okay. But there are also people who have taken that risk and are able to find a job even in US.
Okay.
So there is another scenario where you say, can I take that risk, and can I go to Canada, or can I go to US or Australia, and if I get a scholarship, that's fine. Come, that will be totally fine. If I don't get, can I spend that much money and then risk of finding a job? Because if you find a job, that's fine. That's totally fine, and many people do that, to be honest. I don't think that there is anything wrong in it, but only thing I see here is a risk of not finding a job and getting a loan. That's all. But as I said, that probability is totally depends on the current scenario. So the COVID has changed a lot, right? So like for example, in US, lot of people are not able to find a job now, but before that the situation was not that bad, to be honest. So many people who had a background in computer science, I mean, I had friends who were studying in India and came here, and now they work for Amazon or Microsoft and so forth after masters. So there is, but now the situation is little bit different, and I'm not sure how this gonna go forward in coming years and so. But again, if you are coming for your study in US or in Canada, you have to qualify for GRE and TOEFL and all that. So you have to give all those exams. Same thing, in, and those are not difficult exams, but you would like to get a good score to if you want to get in a little better universities. Otherwise, it becomes another challenge.